One Jamaica we say, we give them bolt and we give them reggae. We have been through the fire, we have been through the rain. Now the stakes getting higher, our faith will remain. We are brave, bold and strong, we will never stay down. Our history has shown, we will rise from the ground. One Jamaica we say, and we not care in the world where we there. One Jamaica we say, we give them bolt and we give them reggae. One Jamaica we say, and we not care in the world where we there. One Jamaica we say, we give them bolt and we give them.
Remember, sure to say Andrew Holness are wicked. Andrew Holness said the people they need ID. Forget aid. People have got to go ID. Some people think it's under mud. People place flood out. So until them get them ID, them can't get no food. May I show you say Andrew Holness are wicked. When then they want to no vote, and you got a polling station, did you need an ID? You didn't need any ID. What did they have? A black book. So why them can't get the black book? If you can verify, it said John a John and Tom a Tom and Kerry a Kerry and Simone a Simone. Why they not have a book?
If you were to look up the definition of conviction and confidence in the dictionary, this man's picture would be used to define those words. He spoke with such conviction, and he's so convincing in his delivery that you would think that he's speaking the truth. But truth is not determined by one's conviction. Truth is not determined by how convincing one appears to be. Truth has to be in accordance with reality. That is the definition of truth. Truth can be verified. Truth comes with facts and evidence. Truth is demonstrable. It's verifiable. And no amount of conviction, no amount of the ability to be persuasive can turn a lie into a truth. And anyone who engaged in that type of behavior, to blatantly misrepresent what somebody is doing and what somebody is saying, has to be suffering from some mental deficit. Now, there are some people in our beloved country, a part of our beloved community, who reside in the island and who reside outside of the island, who are so hell-bent on the hate that they feel for the Prime Minister, that they are willing to put the country at risk of not being supported in one of our worst crises. They have no concern about the needs of Jamaicans. Yet, they will tell you that the reason why they rail at the Prime Minister is because they love their country. So the man who is in charge of recovery from a Category 5 hurricane, who needs all the support that he can get to navigate ourselves through this troubled waters of recovery and rebuilding, instead of helping, we are tearing him down. We are trying to distract him from the work that he was elected to do, so that we can blame him in the long run. It is sad to say that there are people who are Jamaicans who are frightened that this Prime Minister might do a good job, and they do not want him to be credited. So they are doing everything that they can from the outset to discredit anything that he will ever do. And it is sad. It is sad. More than that, it is causing our country great harm. It is casting our country in a bad light. And we do not deserve that. Not one bit. There are many Jamaicans who have been walking the hall of shame because of pronouncements that they have made. Pronouncements that were not true. Pronouncements that were designed to misinform. Pronouncement that was designed to bring shame on the government of Jamaica. And when their pronouncements have turned out to be just a lie, they have recoiled in the darkness of shame. And some of them don't even have the backbone to publicly admit that the things that they have been saying are not true. And what they don't understand is that it would have been better if they come out and say, I misspoke, I was misinformed, what I said does not comport with reality, does not comport with the truth. If they had come and if any one of them can do that, they would have restored a level of respect and credibility that would make their future pronouncements more credible. But the opposite will happen. Since you're not man enough and woman enough to correct what you have said, which you knew was wrong, you are slowly chipping away at your credibility. And any future pronouncement that you make will be taken with a grain of salt. People who once respect you will not believe you. They will want to check, to verify, because that's what we should do. It doesn't matter who is speaking it. If the person who is speaking it is your hero, you need to check what they're saying, because it doesn't take much for a hero to become zero. They are still human. They are still human. They have flaws. They are prone to their own personal prejudices, like myself, like you. So we need to check each other. Don't take it because I say it. Take responsibility for the things that you consume. Don't buy junk food and then you blame the manufacturer for making it. You have a responsibility to check to see if the nutritional facts in this product is good for you. That's your responsibility. As them say, here say can't go Allah. Check for yourself. Otherwise, you'll be misled. Now, we have been through the COVID crisis. And we haven't fully recovered from burial. But now we are hit with a category 5 hurricane. A lot of the accusations that are being made about the government is kind of surprising to me, because those concerns were not even necessary during COVID. Yet still, our country was one of the fastest country to recover and to navigate all that the consequences of a pandemic of that magnitude can cause. And we have been through burial. There is nothing out there that has shown that the government had acted in a partisan way for COVID or for burial. So what's the problem now? Why all of a sudden the government who brought us through COVID and did a better job than most countries in the world, I must say, and that's a fact. Why is this leader being questioned as to his ability, as to his intention, as to his integrity as it relates to crisis management? He took us through burial. That same government took us through burial. And we never There's nothing out there that can be said that the government operated in a partisan way during there. And I understand that we just had an election, and coming on the heel of it, people are still sore and sour from the loss. But that's life. You win some, you lose some, but Jamaica won. And that's what should be important. Now, there are people on the PMP side that are not aligned with this type of misinformation and ill intent towards our country. They are responsible, they are loyal, they are judicious, and they are not impulsive and reactive. But there are a few, and all it takes is just a few people to cause the problem, who have no sense of responsibility, who have no penchant for truth, and who are willing to say and do anything so that their side, their team can be in charge, even if they can't manage. And so for those voices on the opposition side of our parliament and government, who have been reasonable and honest and show a level of sensitivity and maturity to the situation at hand, they must be commended. And I must commend our former Prime Minister, PJ Patterson, for his attitude and his suggestion as going forward. I want you to listen to a very short clip that I have here of the former Prime Minister. And it will be followed by a clip by the Prime Minister giving his commitment, ensuring that what we are doing will not be done in a partisan way. I'll talk after you've watched.
We have to get a fabric that brings together all the elements that constitute national life. This is no time for division. It's neither green nor orange. We are all in this together. And I would have been by your side if I could find you. There was no attempt whatsoever. And the suffering of Jamaicans in your constituency, the suffering of Jamaicans in the constituency of Northwest St. Elizabeth is of concern. There are constituencies over here that we have not reached. Southern Trelawney, we haven't reached. Northwestern St. Elizabeth, we haven't reached. So all I'm saying, Madam Speaker, and to Jamaica, I must stand up firmly and close the door on any attempt to politicize aid in Jamaica.
Now, I can hear the cynic saying that, well, you can't talk and talk because, when my prime minister I do nothing and this and that and hostile and comfort. Yeah, that's something we can say, it's easy. It doesn't take any effort, to engage that kind of expression. But I have no doubt that Mr. Patterson is being genuine and he's been authentic and that he is concerned. The people who used to vote for him in his constituency have been displaced. Some have lost, most have lost their homes completely. And he has been a public servant for most of his life. I don't think Mr. Patterson wants to leave this life not knowing that Jamaica is in the best place it can be. So I'm not going to question whether or not he is genuine about what he's saying. I believe it and I take it at his word. And even if I don't take him at his word, the statement is still a fact. It's an irrefutable fact that we cannot go forward unless we are united in relief, recovery, and rebuilding. And I take the Prime Minister at his word because he has a track record. A track record of leading us through a pandemic and a track record of leading us through burial and any other weather-related incident that has happened over the last 10 years. So there's no ground to be doubtful about whether or not he's genuine about what he's saying. He has been a prime minister who has achieved good results, right? And there's always room for improvement. He has a track record of doing what he says and seem to be very focused and steady when he is handling a particular crisis. So I have no reason to doubt, and I have nothing to gain for doubting, because if I doubt, then I have lost all hope in the future of my country. If we have lost the belief that this government can navigate Jamaica through this crisis, then we have lost our country. We have lost our hope. So let us just cut out this political nonsense and forget ourselves and think about the good of our country and the future of our country and the future of our children. Because whether your children are in Jamaica now or not, Jamaica might turn out to be the savior for your generations to come, whether you're living in Germany or in Jamaica. Doesn't matter. Because here is the truth. It doesn't matter where you are and where you have your children. Any government can decide at any time that if you were to do something or they want to accuse you of doing anything, that all of your children will also be deported to Jamaica. So some of you who probably are thousands of miles away from Jamaica and think that the things that you say, you don't care about the effects of what you have to say because it's not going to affect you. Check yourself. Check yourself. There are Jamaicans in Jamaica now who were not born there. Never even been there. They committed crimes outside of Jamaica. And the first time they ever set foot on that island is when the government, their government in their country say, you can't turn here anymore, brother. We are saying you go where your parents come from. So don't think that any one of us is free from the consequences that can happen as a result of ourselves. You might think it's just a little drip you're dropping in the ocean, but it will cause a ripple. And there is a thing called ripple effect. So just be careful. I thank you for joining this channel. I beg of you to subscribe and to share this video and come back for more. And let me hear from you in the comments. Thank you.